What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the vids. Again, thank you so much to everyone that does that. It really does help the channel a lot. You can also support the channel as well. I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, let's talk about a potential heavyweight clash. I did a video, I think about 2-3 days ago, talking about potential heavyweight fights for fighters based in the UK that could happen in the next 4 to 5 months. I said Joshua Pulev, Chisora Usyk. Again, these are all potential. This is boxing. Anything can happen. What else did I say? Dillian Whyte versus either Andy Ruiz or Povetkin, and Dubois versus Joyce. So I said it could be a very exciting sort of next 4 or 5 months. According to Billy Nelson, trainer of Martin Bakole, we could also have Martin Bakole potentially fighting Hrgovic. Again, Billy Nelson tweeted something along the lines of negotiations have started, or talks have started, for a possible showdown between the two, what we're going to call them, prospects. Hrgovic is unbeaten. Bakole has lost once. That was to Michael Hunter. Since that loss, which was I think 2 years ago, he's reeled off 5 victories, some good victories as well. Marius Vac, he knocked Marius Vac out. I think we all saw how good Marius Vac looked against Dillian Whyte. So I think that knockout's actually looking better for Bakole now. He stopped Kevin Johnson. I know Kevin Johnson loses all the time, but he doesn't get stopped. He's a survivor, so that's a good one as well. So yeah, there is discussions about that fight happening. Fucking hell, sign me up now. Both of those guys are very, very heavy-handed. Look, I think Hrgovic is definitely technically the better boxer just because of that amateur background. But I think Bakole's been making steady improvements. So it will be a good fight if it happens. I don't think it will happen next. I think it could happen sometime in the future, maybe late 2020, maybe early 2021, but I don't think it will happen next. I actually think that although Bakole's reeled off 5 wins since that Michael Hunter loss, I do think he's still building. I think he needs to build as well. From a fan's perspective, look, as a fan, chuck him in. It'll be a great fight. But if I was his manager, I don't think I would want to chuck him in with Hrgovic now. I don't. I think you want to build Bakole. Another loss for Bakole, and it's not that's that. I mean, we've seen with Chisora, you can lose and keep coming, but I mean, it'll be difficult to rebuild him again. I think you've still got to match him carefully. You don't want to put him in, not yet anyway, with a Hrgovic. I've been very critical of Hrgovic. I've been saying stuff like his movement is slow and this and that. I watched him up close and personal against Eric Molina. Look, Eric Molina is no killer, I get it, but I mean, yes, he's slow, but he still cuts off the ring, technically very smart. So you don't have to be the fast or fleet-footed to do that. He's very, very smart, and he can punch. I mean, Molina was backing off from the first jab, didn't want to know. Molina tried. He tried for, a round or so, but every time Hrgovic landed, it was with bad intentions. I mean, Hrgovic is a bad dude. A bad dude. And look, again, Bakole can punch. I mean, Rob Tebbett from Boxing Social, I think, has seen him spar, and he's always told me that Bakole can punch, and I think he can as well. But I think it would be a good idea to stay away from Hrgovic. Just build himself up again. You don't want another loss so early on in your career. I think Bakole's had, 15 fights. There are other fighters out that he can mix with, other guys sort of in the top 30 that are good sort of learning fights. So that's what I would do if I was advising him. I would stay way away from Hrgovic. I think Hrgovic could. I don't know if Hrgovic could go all the way, just because I think there are some very good fighters out there. But Hrgovic will be in the mix in about a year's time. He'll be in the mix because he is good. Trust me. Again, I was critical of him. I watched him up close and personal against Molina. Very, very smart boxer with good power, good jab, does a bit of everything. So yeah, I would like it to happen as a fan, because I think it will be bombs away and it won't go past 3 or 4 rounds. But again, if I'm Bakole, keep building, and then maybe sort of 3 or 4 fights down the line, then someone like a Hrgovic. For now, I don't see the rush. I don't know how old Bakole is. I'm going to guess and say he's about 24, 25. So there isn't that much of a rush. I mean, no. This is where good management comes into it. And I was only just saying good management because I was thinking of someone like Kell Brook, who was advised, I don't know why I always keep talking about Kell Brook, who was mismanaged, I think, and advised to take the GGG fight. Sometimes your manager or your personal advisor's got to be there to rein your ego in. And what I mean by that is that Martin Bakole, if offered that fight, will take that fight in a heartbeat. But someone smart around him's got to say, just slow down. We're still rebuilding a bit here. Yes, you've knocked off Marius Vac. Yes, you've knocked off Kevin Johnson. But the jump from them to Hrgovic is fucking light and day. So, again, a few more fights than a Hrgovic. But at least we know discussions are ongoing. But I think they're ongoing for a fight in the future and not now. What do you guys think? Hrgovic, Bakole. Not bad, right? Not bad. Not bad, but not yet. Peace.